All NEET aspirants, welcome. Rapid Revision Botany by Ramakrishna. Here, no shortcut, no miracles. NEET not all about the shortcut and miracles. NEET is a journey. NEET demands understanding in between the lines of NCERT text rather than simply underlining the textual sentences with fluorescent pens. Underlining is just a decoration, but understanding in between the lines is a preparation for NEET. But student won't have that much of the time to read in between the lines of the text on their own. They're not having that much of the time to decode the NCERT textbook. So it is the duty of the lecturer to deliver the required content in examination point of view by unveiling all the knots of the text. Then student feel easiness, confident, control while answering even the question from the corner or twisted questions by the NEET. Because student always under tension, always under pressure at the time of examination. It is inevitable. But even under such pressure, the sentences cannot be recalled. Only logic can be recalled. Logic and understanding that is only recalled, that is delivered to him in the classrooms by lecturers. That is very, very important. And listen to my deliverers or lecturers repeated number of times. Not a, it is not out of the fear. Listening repeated number of times, the synchronized deliveries helps the concept to settle naturally in the mind, so student can retrieve, recall this information very quickly, and that is effortlessly to reduce the burden on the physics and chemistry. So here, synchronized delivery, no extra matter, no confusion, nothing is missing. It leads to rapid revision. So if you feel this approach is right, you can subscribe and recommend or share the channel to the person, those who are preparing the NEET with seriousness. Let's start with the topic diversity in the living world. In this, there are 21 to 22 sentences. It clustered into eight groups. And in each group, we are having one or nil point. In the total, that is particular, the 21 sentences. The first, biology, it is about the life forms and the process. That means all the story with regard to the life of the organism, structure, reproduction, metabolism, evolution, diversity, all about the story of the life of the organism, nothing but it is the biology. Undoubtedly, living world is amazing. Amazing in case of the types of the organism as well as its habitat. So certainly it is amazing. And early man, that is nothing but primitive humans, who perceived the difference between inanimate and animate things very easily. Because animate things it can move, inanimate things it cannot move. So differentiation is easy. And early man, the primitive human, defied some of the things wind, sea, fire, and animals. He challenged. Defied means it is a challenging aspect. But finally, who evoked with a common response, that is a sense of awe, that is more fearful, less joyous. Next. The description of living organism, including human beings, much later in human history. Because description of living organism is a monumental task. That means it is a very big task. The efforts are required, the time is required. That's why physics, chemistry, mathematics developed earlier than biology. Next. The societies indulged in anthropocentric view registered very limited progress in biological knowledge. The anthropocentric view is human centered. That is, all organisms are there for sake of us. That view, it is egocentric view. It is not ecocentric view. That's why registered very limited progress. If we encompass the biotechnology point, all our views towards the living organism, plants and animal, always used as a source of food only. That's why biology developed later, physics, chemistry, mathematics developed earlier. Next, systematic monumental description of life form brought in out of necessity, identification, nomenclature, classification. That means there is a huge diversity of organism. So casual description is not sufficient. There must be something, it should be ordered in a stepwise manner. That's why, out of necessity, what developed? Systematics developed. The systematics include what? Identification, nomenclature, classification. We identified the organism, we named the organism, we classified the organism based on certain affinities. So, finally, we recognize that organisms share similarities horizontally as well as vertically. So, biggest spin-offs studies, by understanding all the things, we recognize that organisms share similarities horizontally, that is contemporaries, and vertically with ancestor. Such a revelation, that means the present day organism not only related to each other, also having relationship with the organism that ever lived on the earth, that is ancestor. Such a revelation made man humble, sincere toward the nature, to conserve what? Biodiversity. In order to conserve biodiversity, we initiated cultural movement. So there was a shift from egocentric view to ecocentric view. So previously, the humans thought that we are individual, all organisms are there for sake of us. Now we are the one among all. There is the system, that is ecocentric view. In case of the cultural movement, that is protecting our rivers, Yamuna, Ganga, from pollution, is a worshipping view. That is a cultural movement. And protecting trees and worshipping the trees like the people and Tulasi, Osimam, is a cultural movement. And worshipping certain animals, the elephant, the snakes, is a cultural movement. So, science taught us interdependence, culture taught us conservation. So, both are required. And we are going to classify the organism in taxonomic perspective. That means the many other perspectives, ecological perspective, evolutionary perspective, and other perspectives, but here it is standardized based on characters, that is taxonomic point of view. And whatever the covered in case of this module, if you go through the whatever the questions which are concerned with the topic which I derived, the first, early man defied both non-living natural forces and living organisms. Yes, who challenged non-living as well as living thing. Reason. These forces and organisms possess immense power that evokes a sense of awe in man. It is the correct explanation of A. So challenged finally evoked with a common response. Second, man's clarification with the natures finally leads to 1. Complete control over nature. There is no complete control over the nature. 2. Indifference towards the natural forces. No. Third, elimination of natural forces. Not possible. Impossible. D. Realization of nature's immense power. Who realized finally that nature got immense power. Third, anthropocentric view of biology registered limited progress in biological knowledge. Yes. Reason. In anthropocentric view, humans consider other biological sources as a source own use such as food. We always view the other organism, plants and animals used as a source of food. That's why biology limited progress in case of biological knowledge. 4. Systematic description of life forms not a monumental task. Wrong. It is a monumental task. It is a big task. Why it is a big task? The huge organism, diversified organism. Fifth, Viewing humans are central in biology, restricted in understanding the objective of the biology. Yes, the viewing humans as the central. We are only the great that view egocentric view registered very limited progress in case of biological knowledge. Sixth one. Assertion organisms are studied by recognizing their similarities at the same level, that is horizontal, and through common ancestors, that is vertical. Yes, right. Reason. Such recognition helps in identification followed by nomenclature and classification of organism. In this, correct estimation of A. Huge organism, so it is a monumental task. Ordered way is required. Out of necessity, what developed? Systematics. Systematic arrangement of organism. Systematics include identification, nomenclature, classification. Seventh, recognition of similarities among organisms both horizontally and vertically is essential in biological classification. So, recognizing similarities is essential for identification in case of the biology. That is the right reason. After identifying similarities and differences among organisms, both horizontal and vertically, they are named through nomenclature and arranged systematically into groups by classification. That is correct estimation of A. Eighth, description of living organism including human beings before advancement of physics, chemistry, mathematics. That is wrong. First developed branches are physics, chemistry, mathematics. Later developed branch biology. Ninth one. Anthropocentric view is ecocentric view. No, it is not a ecocentric view, it is egocentric view. That's why biology limited progress. 10th one. The study of life forms required a monumental and systematic approach. Yes, monumental, systematic approach, right? Reason. Enormous diversity of organism necessitated detailed systems of identification followed by nomenclature as well as classification. That is the correct explanation of A. So, whatever the intricate questions I discussed with regard to this topic, it will be posted in case of playlist. Thank you.